If there is one thing that I love about RuneScape, it's clue scrolls. For about 5 years now, I've been on a journey to collect every clue scroll item barring Third Age, Dyes, and the explosive barrel in RuneScape 3. I started this challenge for myself before the release of clue counters, before the release of the collection log, and now that I'm only 21 items away from reaching my goal, I started to look for a new adventure. So I'm going to do it all again, only this time on OSRS, as a clue-only Ironman. So in order to complete my goal of obtaining all the clue items that I can, I have to unlock the clues themselves first. That means I'm going to do 100 beginner, 500 easy, 400 medium, 300 hard, 200 elite and 100 master clues for the clue milestone rewards, before I can restrict my account for clue-only levels and quests. This means that I will only be training skills and completing quests when I have a clue step that requires it, aside from skills used to obtain a clue scroll, such as thieving for easy clues. As a further restriction, I can only complete quests up to the point needed for the clue itself as a further challenge. This is the story of I'm a Casket. So here we are, the beginning of the journey. As you can see, I look stylish as hell. Oh whoa, that's a bit hard to zoom out. First things first, I'm going to go up to the bank and I'm going to make sure that I have no items. Because I mean, I'm a clue scroll Ironman. I can't have any items. That's just stupid. So, let's just say goodbye to all this free stuff. I can't click. Right. So, we're going to start off by going to do the quest, X marks the spot. So you get the first beginner clue of the account and work towards that 100 beginner clue completion so that I can then get a bond and be no longer free to play. So off we go to Vios, who's in the pub in Bridge, to start X marks the spot to get that wonderful sweet first beginner's clue and start the adventure of completing 100 of the things. I decided to sell some small fishing nets that I picked up by the tutor in the Lumbridge swamp so that I could buy a spade so that I wouldn't have to go all the way to Falador and pick one up for free. I also got my first random event as I was doing this quest, which gave me a gold ring, which comes back to haunt me later because I am an idiot. You'll see later in the video what I mean, but yeah, right, I'm dumb. So after doing all the steps in the quest, we get this wonderful little casket. It's probably filled with unholy relics, for all I know. We never get to see what's actually inside. And completing the quest gives us the wonderful beginner clue. So we can start the journey to get all of the milestone rewards. Obviously beginner clues don't have a milestone reward as I'm recording this, but if they do in the future, I'll obviously go back and grab it. So on the way to completing the first step in Varrock, I picked up some of the items that spawn in Barb Village, like the beers and the cooked meat, just so I had a little bit of food. I didn't think I'd need it especially, but it never hurts to have free stuff. I also grabbed the bronze pickaxe spawn from in here as well, so that I'd have a pick. And we complete the step, which gives us a new one, which, oh god, was the dude in Ports of Room. Sorry, I'm not recording this live, can you tell? There's the casket, the first casket of the account. What's inside? A fire battle staff and some water root. Not battle staff. Staff of fire, you plonk. So, I picked up some stuff in the Lumbee cellar and sold it for some money. And this is where the gold ring comes back to haunt me, people. Because I decided that I would need the cash. And I sold it. I also used the XP lamp on defense because at the time that I made these clips, I was trying to get more beginner clues through combat. And I wanted to try and keep things even. I started to kill goblins and then I realised, wait a minute, I've forgotten to pick up the collection log. So after killing a few goblins, I wandered all the way back up to Farrock and went and got it so that I could have it in my bank. I know that it records without you having it, but might as well have it. So then I went and spent the bit of money that I had getting some wines, and I also bought some kebabs to use as healing food because there's not really that much better that I could do without cooking for myself, and obviously killing cows to try and get a beginner clue. And here is the second mistake I made. I forgot that this evil Bob gives fishing XP. Obviously I don't need fishing XP yet for the account, but it's only 7 fishing. I'm not going to restart over 7 fishing levels that I'd eventually have to get anyway. Forgive me. I know I'm silly. So I also picked up the hardcore Ironman armor as well to try and help me preserve the food that I got for the longevity, because at this time I was going to stay free to play. Worst maze ever. So it was this point that I realised that actually staying in free to play sucks. So I put some bonds that I bought with my main account onto Casket, and I got 5 thieving, went over to Ardy via Karamja and stole cakes for 20 thieving, which then sent me to Ham, and I am going to now be getting easy clues, and I'm going to do my first 250 of them at Ham, and then I'm going to go to Puro for the other 250, and I will get the beginner clues there as well, and I won't move on until I've done that. And I got my first easy clue, which is in the Lumpy Swamp, and this part made me mad. The gold ring, the one thing that I sold, I needed it. And there's a random event for you. Isn't it wonderful? And another one. Yay! Got another random event whilst I was picking some spuds so that I could get myself 10 cooking, which is part of the levels for the Night Sword, because I didn't want to spend a lot of time doing smithing. As you can see here, I'm cooking the red berry prize. I can't believe I managed to cook the first one, but the other 2 burnt. And as you can see, I'm also very over-prepared for the Night Sword. You'll notice this is a bit of a running theme with me. I worry a bit too much almost. If I'd lose my hardcore status, I mean, it'll happen. But I'd rather not lose it like this. It'd be a bit embarrassing. The Hobgoblin's OP, by the way. They did more damage to me than the blooming Ice Warriors did. But when I was doing this part of the quest, I was thinking I'm going to have to get 40 smithing and pick up that piece of gold ore that spawns on Karamja near Brimhaven to get gold ring back, and my husband pointed out to me, why don't you just do goblin diplomacy, because you get a gold bar from that and a little bit of crafting XP, but not so much that it would over level me. And I do end up doing that in the end after I finish the quest, giving Fergo his ore that he asked for in the past, and giving this stupid squire the sword, getting all that lovely XP. Ooh, gotta love a bit of XP, ain't ya? And it gave me 31 smithing, and obviously I made the iron full helm for the clue step. I already had the dagger in my bank, you'll probably have seen that a couple of clips ago, towards the clue. So now we go and see the wonderful goblins with the dyed armour, and have a bit of a fashion show, you know, a bit of fun, arguing with them. Yeah, I'm sure you've all seen this before, but you know, gotta love that walk he does. Oh my god, he's working it. So there's that lovely gold bar that I needed, and for free crafting, I can't read. Wow. So now I've got the gold bar, I went to Alcarid to get myself a ring mould and to tan some of the cow hide that I got while I was in free to play to get the last couple of levels I needed to make myself a gold ring. So there's the level. I can make the wonderful ring. Isn't it beautiful? And I got another random event as I was walking towards the shack. Hadn't even left Alcarid at this point. Isn't that lovely? So now I'm in the shack. Remember where the emote is. Wow. Terrible. Thanks, Yuri. So, the next step ended up being getting a music track. Now, based on my rules for the challenge, and the fact that I was a little bit scared of trying to fight this dude, I didn't know if there was a safe spot or anything within the quest, I started Corsair Cove. Is that the name of the quest? Whatever, I went to Corsair Cove, got the song, which is always wonderful, and then went to Valley Park and played her the song that she wanted to hear, got the next step, and it ended up being in the Dwarven Mine, which is wonderful because it's not a far walk. So obviously I don't have tellies yet, or energy potions, and we got the first easy casket. And what did it have? Well, the loot was alright, wasn't it? Like, the firelighters, my first unique, which is awesome. So I'm going to leave the video off here. I'm heading back to Ham to get some more clues. But, hey, if you like the look of the series, please drop me a like or subscribe if you want to. And don't hesitate to give me advice or abuse in the comments, because God knows I probably need it and deserve it. I hope you have a wonderful day.